turned up. It's sunny, I'm energised, I'm motivated, I'm looking forward to it.
Sun's out, blue skies, meant to be nice weather all weekend. You'll find me in the shade, covered in sun cream.
Spirits are high on a Friday afternoon, and the key to this game is if you can keep them like that on a Sunday afternoon, you've done a good job. So Thruxton's one of my most favourite circuits, really high speed, fast paced. It's pretty unique, the speed, the actual stones and the asphalt on the track are really, really big, really hard on tyres. You definitely only get one lap in qualifying on each set of tyres.
It's mega to drive. You set yourself up out the complex, and from there onwards you touch the brake once. You're just hanging on, just waiting for the back end just to rotate enough, but it's fast.
Turn 1 in particular is horrendous. I'm convinced it can be done flat. I've never done it flat yet. Everything's like that, out the back at Church, Goodwood. You've just got to commit, it's high speed.
Track limits are self-policing around here. If you make a mistake, you pay the price.
You are just hanging the car out there all the time. It's mega, love it. Snetterton was a good weekend. We scored some decent points. I'm feeling pretty fired up for this weekend.
So Snetterton, the last round, going into quali, it was so disrupted. Made a mistake in the last corner and ran wide and had the lap deleted. That really screws up your weekend. The team likes this place. They've gone well here in the past. So yeah, really enthused for this one.
Snetterton, we got some good points on the board. I think we're on form. I've got the most comments I've had all year. We've got a really good engine. The chassis at the minute is on point. You know, the results so far this season spoke for themselves. So yeah, we're in a good place.
So the car's in the pit lane getting ready to be released, and as ever this is a circuit that always favours the brave drivers. One of the topics that became a little bit lively at the drivers' briefing this morning was track limits.
There's only actually one point they're really monitoring, which is the exit of Church.
The green flag is shown, and that means that Mikey Doble heads them out there. Andrew Watson behind, then the Napa fleet venture out. Josh Cook has the full hybrid deployment.
It is looking very good for him. And Rowbottom as well, because we know how good that car is, and you know he's looking good as well.
Well, we know this is going to be lively. Fingers crossed we get through this without significant drama.
Come on.
This is Dan Rowbottom's view there. See the car looking a little bit nervous as he has to hang on to it.
Don't give it up.
Drops to 8th in the times, up towards the B, drops to 9th in the times, goes through. He's up to 4th in the times now, and the current top 7 are within a second of each other, except Rowbottom's lap time is disallowed.
Currently, we haven't put a good time in. We got bolted in the last set. Sat in P10.
Ash Sutton does a 15.8, so Ash Sutton goes to the top. Andrew Watson has gone second in the Astra.
He's one of the newest drivers in the championship, a rookie this year. But boy, what an impression he's made right from the word go.
Rowbottom has lost another lap as well. Mikey Doble is the next one to lose the lap time, by the way.
That lap was taken away.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what the grid would have been if we hadn't had all these lap times disallowed, wouldn't it?
Adam Morgan is the latest victim of the judges of fact for identifying that he has been going a little bit too wide. Now George Gamble, third offence. Rory Butcher, second offence for track limits. Another one for Rowbottom. Rowbottom has lost another lap as well. Jade Edwards loses the lap. Dan Camish clips the tyre stack. Has he got away without damage? If he does get away from that, he'll have done very, very well for himself. And potentially some of the teams will be on the radio to say to drivers, you can push a bit more at the chicane, because they will have seen what we've just been watching.
They will take maximum advantage of it because there's no judge of fact on track limits there.
You've got a best rear-wheel drive Sector 3. Sector 3 was great.
Just had another lap ding before track limits. We're on 5 and red sort itself out. There's 2.5 minutes left. Maximum we can get is 2 laps.
The red flag is shown, the session is stopped with 2.5 minutes to go, and we've now had 24 track limit penalties.
If you make red flag, red flag.
Okay, mate, stay for tyres, box.
Red flag. Box.
Big push tomorrow.
Something.
Something.
Yeah, so the track limit regulations and how they've changed this year, I don't personally think it affects the racing. It doesn't make it any less exciting. As a driver, you know, from the purest point of view, you want to go flat out and up against walls and, you know, kicking up dirt, and that's what everybody likes to see, and on the limit, I suppose, you know. Whereas with the track limits things, you know, you're not actually on the limit, because the limit, a curb 20 feet inside the actual limit. So it's so hard for everyone, because you've got to put a limit somewhere. If you use the grass, we're going to destroy all the grass and create potholes and more danger, so you can't really win.
That makes tomorrow very dead would have put us back in there then.
Yeah, we would have been in the mix. Turn 8 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is church.
We need to get to P10 by the end of the complex, otherwise it's day over.
Well, you need to brace yourself for the Ricard ride down, first lap at the chicane, at the complex.
Just got to do it. Just finished qualifying at Thruxton. I was not very good, P14. We had every quick lap taken away for track limits. I'm off at myself because, you know, we all know the track limit thing is an issue. It just means it's hard, you know, touring cars hard at the best of times, and qualifying in anywhere outside the top 6 now means your day's going to be difficult.
The toughest aspect of my job, I think, is it's always having the feeling of not doing enough. Difficult parts was when I was doing full-time, I had a young family, and it's just the time away from home. Yeah, motorsport's not something you can dip your toe into. It's something where you have to put the effort in, get used to doing all the routines. A lot of it's based on routines and consistency. You can't just drop into it and know everything from the off. But now, at this point in time seems to be the word, is either whether you feel that you're putting enough time in to get the results, or whether there is enough time in the day.
And we are all set to go then here at Thruxton. It is a very hot and sunny Thruxton. Race 1 of 3 coming up, 16 laps, and in the paddock, Tim, people are saying who's going to be second.
It's a very hot day. Obviously, we've seen tyre issues in the past on hot days around here. Everyone on the hard tyre, which if they manage their tyres and the teams have set the car up in a conservative manner, then they can survive.
Big disappointment for Andrew Watson, of course. That car missing from the grid now after doing a hub on its way to the grid.
Well, if he's not on the lead lap, he's out of it as far as points are concerned.
Bonnet, get bonnet prop! We're almost set to go racing. The last few cars will come out of the chicane and line up. There you can see Jade Edwards Cupra out of the Team Hard stable from the Accelerate squad. Ash Sutton is on pole position. The lights go red. And it is blast off now with a good getaway made by Cook. Ingram moves across to try to cover the line. Andrew Watson is going to lead from the pit lane on that lead lap. So great work by the team as Jake Hill goes round the outside to try to bag 4th. This is Rowbottom's view as he chases after the BMW of Adam Morgan coming up towards Church for the first time. And 1 or 2 go wide, including Morgan, and that brings Rowbottom up alongside him.
Oh, for sake.
Robo with a good race car seemingly today, so he's making progress into the top 10. This is his view. That's Aaron Taylor-Smith just up the road ahead.
Well, we've seen Rowbottom do this round the outside before. It's a terrific overtaking place if you can do it, and he does it beautifully.
Dan Rowbottom's on the attack again. Look, gains another place, goes ahead of Mikey Doble. So 14th to 8th for Rowbottom. Good effort this. So the Napa racing forward, hunting forward.
Someone slowing down, Rowbottom's out.
Rowbottom on the inside. Has he got a problem? He has, because look, the car has slowed and they've come streaming past him. Rowbottom's got a problem.
Oh, that's a shame. He had a great race going there. Well, I was taking a sneaky look out the window to see what the issue was. They changed the left front wheel, which is the tyre that gets the most abuse round here on a front-wheel drive car. So in and out with a new front left on.
Now Ricky Collard comes up in the Toyota to have a go at Adam Morgan. Look at this, absolutely toe-to-toe. The Toyota on the inside goes through. Great move.
Sake, Adam!
This is Collard making another good move round the outside of Mikey Doble, except not good enough because he ran out of road and had to skip the chicane.
Collard will have to give that place back, so make sure you're there to...
Collard has given the place back to Doble by the look of it, but has also fallen behind Adam Morgan, so he's got to do that all over again. Andrew Watson, by the way, after his pit lane start, up into 18th place. Good battle on here, look, Mikey Doble, Adam Morgan, the Vauxhall just hangs on to the place, but through on the inside at Noble goes Morgan, goes through into 8th place.
Just hang on there, hang in there, hang in there.
Something's going to give here, hasn't it? The race leader is on his last lap, Ash Sutton. All of this is for 8th place and back, and all of a sudden now, look, Bobby Thompson gets into the mix as well. There's Tom Chilton at the back. Adam Morgan's got a problem and has dropped place after place after place.
Oh, for sake!
Ash Sutton wins. Race 1 at Thruxton, wins in style. Cook 3rd, Hill 4th, Camish taking 5th, Turkington 6th, Butcher 7th, Doble 8th, 9th across the line, Taylor Smith, 10th Thompson, down to 11th Collard, 12th Chilton, 13th Morgan, 14th Moffat, 15th Ronan Pearson.
Speechless.
So I met Steve over in China when I was asked to go and race out there, and I'd never heard of him, didn't know anything about him, and we just kind of got chatting and we got on really well, and he started telling me about his history. And hell, he has worked in F1, WRC, the Group C car era. You know, he has done everything and worked with some of the biggest names you can think of. He was keeping an eye on how I was doing in the touring cars, and at the time we were sort of having a dip in form. So I asked him, I said, would you be interested in engineering us? And he literally jumped off his chair and was like, I'm there, get me in, I'm involved. And the first race we did was at Thruxton with Steve, and he went back to basics with the A-class. And I think we went out and got 3 top 5s that weekend. And then from then, you know, we've just worked together ever since. But he never stops. He never ever stops working, and he's constantly on the phone to me. You know, he's always positive. He can't wait to get to the next racetrack. He just literally gets home, he's like, right, I'm already counting down the days. Yeah, he's some boy, for sure.
Good job, lads. Well done. All right. Innit? Just try f***ing hard ass. Yeah. He's f***ing put on 7, and he's going to move forward because he's one of the fastest here, and we just f***ing let him down. And it just makes you feel like a
Well done, lads. They did a great job getting that fixed.
Sorry, mate.
Good job. No, it's not your fault.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's not your fault.
It is, innit? We let you down.
We're in this together, so I'm 36 laps. Yeah. Alright, well done.
Not a great start. Obviously, done a lot of the hard work yesterday, getting ourselves up, you know, well into the top 10. We were 7th, really confident. And as soon as I came out of the pit lane and latched off the limiter, I knew there was a problem with the clutch or the drive shaft. The team had a look on the grid, and they figured out it was kind of drive shaft related. So I think it's incredible that they fixed that issue and got us back out. Like, literally, we didn't have a second to spare. As soon as the wheel went on, dropped, you know, I drove out in the pit limiter and didn't even have to stop for a second. I just went after the pack. Pick ourselves up, dust it off, and yeah, keep pushing.
My responsibilities are to look after that one car. I build it in the workshop. I built it at the beginning of the year. Anything that goes wrong with it's me. Everything that goes right with it is me. You see your car, I think it was 6th or 7th, done solid job in quali, getting that car in 7th. Even if it was Aaron or Mikey, it was a very good qualifying for the team. Luckily it was just my car, but then she had a bit of a meltdown on the way to the grid and broke, so we had to replace a complete upright in the pit lane. Got it bolted together, wired up, and then he went out and he started from the pit lane and then made his way through the pack. But the problem is when the cars you're fighting with in P7 halfway around the track already, you never catch it in them. And that was probably when my car crew knew that I was pissed, properly pissed, because I told them, I said, I did tell him that we've cost him something here. The whole team come together, yeah, made sure that car went, like we weren't missing that race. So we were running around, sweating, making sure he was going. He was thankful, he thanked us over the radio, going out the pit lane. That's all he want. As long as that's what you get your thanks, then it's down to him to do the rest then. It's very easy to pull it off the grid and just say, bollocks to it, let's just leave it. But we're not wired like that. We're wired like mentalists. If your car's there, your car's racing. It needs to race, it needs to be on that grid. Like, pit lane opens in 5 minutes, just work faster. That's it.
Have you got all your bits of your grid done? I'll just go sort out my grid box and we'll be good to go. It has been a hard season, not getting the results we were quite aiming for, but we're just going to keep chipping away and hopefully get some results. I mean, working for West Surrey, ultimately you do have quite the reputation to try and keep up, and we try our hardest to make sure it stays. It's not always easy. We're trying to win the manufacturers again, and it's quite the fight.
Not bad. Could be better.
We'll have quite a good team, we'll laugh, we'll have our banter, but ultimately we still get the job done, and it's a good balance.
2 minutes.
The walk doesn't get any shorter, does it?
Drivers look towards the 5-second board shown first of all, then to the lights, which go red. Who is going to make the best getaway this time around as the lights go out? Answer is Sutton. Good start by Cook. He's got to try and jump Ingram, but he's not quite been able to do it. Jake Hill comes up on the outside line of the Honda. Dan Rowbottom is up into 18th, incidentally, with one of the drivers pushing on from near the back of the grid. Andrew Watson just ahead of him in 17th place. And of course, they want to get in that top 12 for the reverse grid. Dan Rowbottom getting himself up the order. He's 16th, is Ronan Pearson. And Rowbottom gets into the back of him, gets him sideways, and goes through on the inside.
Dispatch Pearson, all right. Track temp's probably come up a bit.
Another wave of cars coming over the timing line. And in the midst of all of that, Dan Rowbottom goes through. He's into 15th now, he's into the points.
We could do it. Get P12.
We're getting track limit warnings to Dan Lloyd, Josh Cook, Dan Rowbottom.
Warning flag, track limits.
Last warning.
Yeah, he needs to be careful.
Robo thinks about the inside. Couldn't quite do it there. Now let's see how many brave pills he's taken to sit on the outside line heading up towards Noble. Here we go. This is the view, and he's done it even in advance of the corner. Through he's gone. So Robo now up into 13th. Next target, former teammate Adam Morgan in the BMW.
Make good passes. P13 now. P13. There'll be 7 to go.
Dan Rowbottom, I said, was closing on Adam Morgan and goes through. So Rowbottom's going to be 11th potentially.
Okay, mate. Good job. Good job. Let's see if we can get Mocker for the last time.
That's the six-pack for Ash Sutton as he comes across the line to win at Thruxton. Tom Ingram is second. Dan Rowbottom 11th from 24th on the grid. That ain't bad.
Well done.
Thank you, crew. Thank you very much. It wasn't too shabby a show, that race, was it?
That was all right. That was really good.
Did you enjoy that? Yeah. Your move at turn 5 seemed to be a bit too easy.
No one does it. I've done it for years. As long as you've got a bit of overlap, there's nowhere they can go.
Fair enough.
How are they going to do there, like 4 cars in that same move?
Yeah, we're just watching on telly every time. It's like, well, you put yourself in a half-decent place, go have yourself an ice cream. And find out what ball gets pulled out. Hopefully P11 or P12. P11 will be all right.
Yeah, P12 will be better because that's the bet starts.
It'll be Morgan in front of you then.
Yeah, so race 2 we finished up in P12. We had some good pace, but unfortunately with the nature of Thruxton we just couldn't make our way forward through the grid. But as with the unpredictability of touring cars, we've managed to get the reverse grid draw and we're starting on pole for race 3. So front wheel drive are normally pretty quick. They're stronger than rear wheel drives early on. They can generate more temperature. So long as I get a good start, hold those guys off, I think we've got the pace in open air to pull away from them. There's obviously the quicker guys behind us, but hopefully by the time they're sort of through the pack, if you will, we'll be down the road.
We just started 24th and then we've ended up P11. Managed to do Adam on the last lap, as it turns out it was a mistake because they drew ball 12 for pole in race 3, but it's all right, they're both us on the front row. So it's a bit of redemption after not a very good race 1. We managed to pick up a few points, and then race 3 starting there. Hopefully, we've got to go for a win. We've not had a win all year, so that's the plan. Adam's on pole. We go back a long way. We're good mates. Adam's not always easy to pass, but he was in that last one. So see what happens, eh?
Did you lose at golf the other day?
I never lose at golf, unlike you at racing. That's not what happens at golf.
We'll get a quick beer.
Are you having an Amigo?
Don't say that, it's George Gamble's sponsor. Keep that quiet.
Oh yeah. Been up to much today?
Pool or snooker? Or TT even?
Pool.
Are you going to come to a race this year and support your big brother or not?
I'd rather watch paint dry.
Do you know, honestly,
I don't know if I should be saying
unnecessary this aggression.
Because I follow racing, but not Adam's racing. No, I was always rugby and golf growing up.
It's very annoying because we play golf a lot. He's one of those guys who goes to the tee, stands up, laughing, hits a perfect shot down the fairway, carries on laughing, and he's like, oh, that was all right. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, if only I could do that.
You try?
I do, I have a go.
Maybe you should smile in your race car more.
Oh, yeah. This is where we used to run Sicily Motorsport from. So upstairs now, so those shelves over there, they used to come all the way out to about here, and it was just full of bits that we used to use on the touring cars, old bits that we don't use anymore. And then when we sold the team, we had this great space up here, which we thought turned into a bit of a
fun zone.
I don't know, a bit of a pad just to chill out in. We all use it to get away from the kids. Don't tell the missus.
No, we get involved with each other's sports and stuff. It's I've go-karted with Adam a few times.
You weren't made for karting, were you?
I nearly beat you.
You didn't. You've always just been rugby, haven't you?
Yeah, but I tried out that car that you had and I put it in a tree, didn't I?
Oh, the old Caterham.
I did a few laps and got sleepy.
So basically, we must have only been, what, 7? Maybe, no, younger than that.
Younger than that, yeah.
4 or 5 years old. And my granddad bought this mini Caterham, petrol-powered Caterham, which was epic. And Sam was doing laps around the house and fell asleep at the wheel, crashed into a tree. So the Caterham was like this, with Sam genuinely asleep at the wheel after a shunt.
I've been focusing on the apexes.
Still flat out asleep. So we realised early on he didn't have the mental capacity for that.
That's really annoying.
Game.
We had a 3-place grid penalty over P5. Still do something from there. Good luck, Rogers.
Okay, that's 60 seconds into the stop.
Get set for round 12 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. Lights out, blast off, good start by Morgan, good start by Rowbottom round the outside, but he's not quite got himself into the top 3. So Adam Morgan led by 6/10 at the end of lap 1.
Breathing heavy.
Dan Rowbottom up the inside of Ricky Collard through at Seagrave. That puts the Napa Racing UK with Cataclean Ford up into 3rd place now.
I'll take that. Yeah, it was clean.
To the complex they come, and now Morgan is building that lead.
But no threats from behind.
Robo tries his move on the inside line again. Not quite able to make it stick, and now he's got to be mindful that Collard is on the attack once more. Morgan loving this as Collard comes back round the outside of Rowbottom. Collard sideways going out of Church, hangs on to it. Rowbottom lines up for the inside line. He's going to go through surely this time. Absolutely dead set level, and a little mistake by Collard. Getting the car loose, plays into the hands of Rowbottom. He's back through. Right, so Morgan still leading, and again Rowbottom starting to get onto the back of Aidan Moffat, but Turkington is not far away, so Rowbottom knows that he's got to clear that Honda pretty soon.
It's a big gap behind now, so just focus on this and no track limits, okay?
So Morgan is 2.2 seconds up the road ahead of Aidan Moffat. Rowbottom is then 4/10 back. Robo needs to make the move, and he knows that. Here they come up towards the complex.
Yeah, on board. Will he dive for the inside? No. He forces Moffat to defend. Oh, he's going to try and go all the way around the outside. This is a different move from Rowbottom. He's done it early, right in the middle of the complex. Terrific move.
Okay, mate, good job. Let's catch Morgan now.
Rowbottom has got to try and pull back 2.7 seconds against Adam Morgan, and he's got 12 laps in which to do it.
Just smooth, no track limits.
The lead gap is now 2.2 seconds. That last lap of Rowbottom's was nearly 6/10 quicker than Morgan's.
Okay, from Nate, last lap, you were half a second quicker.
Over the timing line, the lead gap is now 1 second between Morgan and Rowbottom. So there's the leader, that's Adam Morgan. But look how much closer Dan Rowbottom has got now. Another 10th pullback in the first sector. Dan Rowbottom in that Napa Racing with Cataclean backed Ford Focus, hunting down the WSR Team BMW entry of Adam Morgan.
We have a track limit warning no track limits from now on, okay?
Not quite close enough yet, but another lap and he may well be.
Although the BMW gets a good traction, good squirt off the corner, you can see the closing speed of Rowbottom on the brakes.
And they are almost together as they arrive at the complex. He's not going to be able to challenge here on this lap, but next time, if he's not already got through at the chicane, he might well be able so to do. 0.4 of a second when they started this lap. It is game on for the race lead.
Here we go though, side by side. He's down the inside into Church, and Rowbottom's found a way through.
He's done it. Dan Rowbottom leads then in round 12 of the championship. Adam Morgan powerless to stop him. So half a lap to go, and Dan Rowbottom, who started race 2 from 24th on the grid, leads on this last lap. That's quite a recovery. The pit wall is absolutely covered with Napa Racing UK engineers who are going to cheer him home. So Dan Rowbottom is about to win round 12. Checkered flag at the ready. Rowbottom wins at Thruxton. Dan Rowbottom is the race winner, and that is a hugely important result to Dan Rowbottom.
Lots of pickup, please, lots of pickup. Still got to be parked firmly.
Yeah. It's still another weekend of a what if. What if we didn't get a puncture? What if we didn't get, screw ourselves over in qualifying to get P14? But yeah, it's good for the team. This one's been a long one coming.
Well, buddy.
Well done, Aaron. Well done.
Is winning important to me? There's very few people who win. So there's a lot of people who, if winning was the only objective, then there's a lot of people wasting their time, aren't they, really? So, like, between Adam and I, we know if we've done a good job in a certain weekend. It may not have been a win, but we know that we might have had to overcome this or X, Y, Z. And I think you can come away from a weekend and say, actually, no, we did a good job, and that gives us the satisfaction. We just try to do our best.
So this weekend has just finished quite nicely, to be fair. We finished on the podium. It's not the top step, it's P2, unfortunately, but up until that point we were having a relatively mediocre weekend. We had good pace. I think we had pace to be running inside the top 8, but touring cars being touring cars, every now and then your luck can change, and they pick out number 12 out of the ball pit, and I'm on pole. So a nice way to finish. Bit annoying that my fellow on the limit comrade beat me. I'll have to get him back at some point, but no, it was all good. We're happy with P2.
Well, we've ended up with an incredible finish up here at Thruxton. I didn't think that was going to happen at the start of the day, to be honest. It was a nightmare. We qualified horrendously yesterday due to me just being a bit of a really, taking the mick out of track limits. Yes, so then we had a puncture in race 1, or a tyre blowout, one or the other. Started race 2 from the back, P24, through to P11, got the reverse grid, had a penalty, so I had to drop back down to P5 on the grid, but the penalty was fair and justified. And then, yeah, we won that race quite convincingly, so the pace in the car's been mega all weekend. Team done a great job. The start was good, actually. I think we jumped Taylor Smith off the line, and we just had to hunt people down, so we did. I think we did Ricky going through the complex. Case of chasing Aidan put up a good battle, actually, for a couple of laps. It was fine. And then once we were in clean air, and I could see Adam, that was it. It was head down. We had a win many moons ago now, back in 2021. Last year was really dry for wins, just didn't have a good year. So to get a win in round 4, it would have been great at round 1. But we've done it. First win in Napa Racing UK, and here's to many more. Now she's more interested in the trophy, aren't you, mate, than you normally are. So there you go. Great day.
There is Rowbottom, who's got a tyre off the rim. Certainly Aaron Taylor-Smith is off the road.
I have loads of respect and time for Dan. That to me was like, he just forgot how to drive.
I promise you a never-ending holiday. We're finally here.
Forgot about that kid.